First contact in the kitchen. The gleaming silver spacecraft hovered silently above the small town of Millbrook, its smooth surface reflecting the warm glow of the setting sun. Inside, Captain Zix of the Galactic Exploration Fleet nervously adjusted his translucent antennae. After years of searching, they had finally found a planet teeming with intelligent life, Earth. "Remember," Zix chirped to his crew, "we must observe without interfering. Our mission is to learn, not to engage." But fate, as it often does, had other plans. As the ship's cloaking device engaged, a sudden power surge caused it to flicker. For just a moment, the massive craft became visible to the townspeople below. Most brushed it off as a trick of the light or their imagination. All except for Sarah Chen, amateur baker extraordinaire, who happened to be gazing out her kitchen window at that exact moment. Sarah blinked rapidly, convinced she must have imagined the brief appearance of a UFO. She shook her head and returned her attention to the task at hand, perfecting her grandmother's famous apple pie recipe for the upcoming county fair. Meanwhile, aboard the ship, alarms blared as systems went haywire. Captain Zix's multiple hearts raced as he realized their cover had been blown, if only for an instant. "Damage report," he demanded, his normally melodious voice tinged with panic. Lieutenant Blorp, a gelatinous blob with eyes on stalks, oozed towards the control panel. "Captain, the surge has damaged our long-range communications and navigation systems. We're stranded." Zix's antennae drooped in dismay. "Can we at least maintain our cloaking device?" Blorp's eye stalks wiggled in affirmation. "Yes, Captain, but we'll need to land for repairs. Our scans show a suitable location nearby, a structure the locals call a backyard." With no other choice, Captain Zix gave the order to land. The ship descended silently, coming to rest behind Sarah Chen's modest home, invisible to all but the most observant eye. As the aliens prepared to venture out for the first time, Sarah was facing a crisis of her own. Her oven had chosen this moment to give up the ghost, leaving her with a kitchen full of ingredients and nowhere to bake her pie. Frustrated, she stepped out into her backyard for some fresh air. The sweet scent of apple blossoms filled the air, mingling with the earthy aroma of freshly cut grass. Sarah took a deep breath, trying to clear her head and figure out a solution to her baking dilemma. Unbeknownst to her, Captain Zix and Lieutenant Blorp had emerged from their ship, their bodies shimmering with a light-bending camouflage that rendered them nearly invisible. They watched in fascination as Sarah paced back and forth, muttering to herself about crusts and fillings. "Captain," Blorp whispered, his gelatinous form quivering with excitement, "I believe we're witnessing some sort of ritual, perhaps a prayer to their gods." Zix's antennae twitched thoughtfully. Possibly. But what could be causing the humans such distress? Their curiosity got the better of them, and against all protocols, they inched closer to listen. "Stupid oven," Sarah grumbled, kicking at a tuft of grass. "How am I supposed to win the fair now? I've got all the ingredients for the perfect pie and no way to bake it." Captain Zix's eyes widened in surprise. He turned to Blorp, excitement evident in his vibrating antennae. "Did you hear that? They have a way to manipulate matter through the application of heat. This, baking, must be a form of advanced alchemy." Blorp's eye stalks twisted in confusion. "But Captain, why would they use such technology for mere sustenance? Surely it must have a greater purpose." Before Zix could respond, Sarah let out a defeated sigh and turned to head back inside. In her haste, she nearly collided with the invisible aliens. A strange ripple in the air caught her attention, and she squinted, trying to make sense of what she was seeing. "Hello," she called out tentatively. "Is someone there?" Captain Zix froze, realizing their camouflage wasn't perfect. In a split-second decision that would change the course of galactic history, he decided to reveal himself. "Greetings, Earth Dweller," he said, allowing his camouflage to fade. "I am Captain Zix of the Galactic Exploration Fleet. We come in peace and in need of assistance." Sarah's jaw dropped as the alien materialized before her eyes. For a moment, she stood in stunned silence, her mind struggling to process what she was seeing. Then, to the alien's utter bewilderment, she burst out laughing. "Oh man," she gasped between fits of giggles, "I must have inhaled too much cinnamon. I'm hallucinating aliens in my backyard." Captain Zix and Lieutenant Blorb exchanged confused glances. This was not the reaction they had anticipated. "I assure you, Earth Dweller, we are quite real," Zix said, his antennae twitching with mild indignation. Sarah's laughter subsided as she realized the aliens weren't disappearing. She took a tentative step forward, her curiosity overcoming her fear. You're really aliens. Like, from outer space." Blorp oozed forward, his eye stalks bobbing excitedly. "Indeed, we have traveled across the galaxy to study your world, and we find ourselves most intrigued by this baking you spoke of. Is it a form of advanced technology?" Sarah blinked, trying to process the fact that she was discussing baking with extraterrestrials. Not really. It's just cooking. Making food." The alien's confusion was evident. Captain Zix's antennae curled into question marks. "You expend such effort and resources merely for sustenance. Fascinating. On our world, nutrition is a simple matter of absorbing essential particles from the air." A smile tugged at Sarah's lips as an idea began to form. "Well, baking is about more than just nutrition. It's about creating something delicious, something that brings people together. In fact," she paused, hardly believing what she was about to suggest, "would you like to learn how to bake a pie?" The aliens' reactions were instantaneous and enthusiastic. Captain Zix's antennae began to glow with excitement, while Blorp's gelatinous form rippled with what Sarah assumed was joy. "We would be honored to participate in this Earth ritual," Zix exclaimed. "Perhaps we could offer our ship's matter replication technology in exchange. I notice your oven seems to be malfunctioning." Sarah's eyes widened at the prospect. "You mean you can fix my oven with alien technology?" Blorp's eye stalks wiggled in what seemed to be a nod. "We can do far more than that, Earth friend. We can enhance it beyond your wildest dreams." And so, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over Millbrook, an unlikely alliance was formed. In Sarah Chen's kitchen, humans and aliens were about to embark on a culinary adventure that would change the course of intergalactic relations forever. Little did they know, the simple act of baking an apple pie would soon become the catalyst for a series of events that would showcase the very best of human creativity, hospitality, and the universal language of good food. As Sarah led her new alien friends into the kitchen, she couldn't help but chuckle at the absurdity of the situation. She said, turning to Captain Zix and Lieutenant Blorp, "when I wished upon a star for help with my baking, I didn't exactly expect this." The aliens exchanged puzzled looks, their lack of understanding regarding Earth idioms evident. But they were eager to learn, their curiosity about human customs and culture palpable. "Now," Sarah continued, clapping her hands together, "let's see what your alien tech can do for my poor old oven." As the night wore on, Sarah's kitchen became a hub of interstellar cooperation. Captain Zix and Lieutenant Blorp worked diligently to repair and enhance her oven, while Sarah introduced them to the wonders of Earth cuisine. The air filled with the sweet scent of apples and cinnamon, mingling with the faint ozone smell of alien technology. Little did they know, this unexpected encounter was just the beginning of a grand adventure that would span galaxies, challenge preconceptions, and prove that sometimes the greatest discoveries come from the most unlikely places. The stage was set for a truly out-of-this-world baking experience, one that would teach both humans and aliens valuable lessons about friendship, cultural exchange, and the unifying power of a perfectly baked pie, the interstellar ingredient hunt. As the first rays of dawn painted the sky in hues of pink and gold, Sarah's kitchen had transformed into a hub of interstellar culinary innovation. Captain Zix and Lieutenant Blorp marveled at the newly upgraded oven, now pulsing with an otherworldly blue light. "All right, alien friends," Sarah announced, tying her apron with a flourish. it's time for the ultimate challenge. We're going to create the galaxy's first human-alien fusion pie. The alien's excitement was palpable. Zig's antennae glowed brightly, while Blorp's gelatinous form shimmered with anticipation. But first, Sarah continued, her eyes twinkling with mischief, we need ingredients. And not just any ingredients, we need the rarest, most extraordinary components from across the cosmos. Zig's antennae perked up. A quest for exotic materials. Now that's something we can assist with. Our ship's database contains information on countless worlds and their unique resources. Excellent. Sarah clapped her hands together. Let's make this the most epic grocery run in history. As they prepare for their interstellar ingredient hunt, Sarah couldn't resist documenting the adventure. She set up her smartphone, hitting record. Hey, TikTok and YouTube fam, you won't believe what's happening. I'm about to go shopping, in space. The trio's first stop was the crystal forests of Lumina Prime. Sarah gasped in awe as they materialized amidst towering structures of living crystal, each one humming with inner light. These crystal fruits, Blorp explained, his eye stalks swiveling excitedly, are said to capture the essence of starlight. They'll add an otherworldly glow to our pie. Sarah carefully plucked a few, their surfaces cool and smooth against her skin. This is insane. We're literally harvesting stardust. Their next destination was the floating spice markets of Zephyria. Sarah's senses were overwhelmed by a cacophony of colors, sounds, and smells unlike anything on Earth. Alien vendors called out in languages her mind couldn't comprehend, but the universal language of commerce needed no translation. Look, Zix pointed with one of his tentacles. Gravitational nutmeg. It's said to make anything it touches float. Sarah's eyes widened. Floating pie. Now that's what I call a showstopper. As they traversed the galaxy, Sarah continued to document their journey, her videos quickly going viral across Earth's social media platforms. Hashtags like #AlienBakeOff, #GalacticGroceries, and #OutOfThisWorldPie began trending worldwide. Their final stop was the mysterious plasma pools of Nox 9, a planet perpetually shrouded in darkness. Sarah watched in amazement as Blorp carefully extracted a vial of swirling, iridescent liquid. Essence of cosmic aurora, he explained. It'll infuse our pie with the very colors of the universe. As they returned to Earth, Sarah's kitchen counter was lined with an array of ingredients that defied imagination. Fruits that pulsed with inner light, spices that defied gravity, and essences that captured the very fabric of space-time. Okay, team, Sarah said, her voice filled with determination. Let's make culinary history. What followed was a baking session unlike any other. Sarah's years of experience collided with alien technology and exotic ingredients in a whirlwind of creativity. The kitchen filled with laughter, the occasional minor explosion, and the mouth-watering aroma of innovation. As Sarah carefully placed the finished pie into the enhanced oven, now capable of simulating the heart of a dying star, she turned to her alien friends with a grin. Now we wait. And while we do, why did you tell me more about your worlds? I bet my followers would love to hear about life among the stars. Zix and Blorp were more than happy to oblige, regaling Sarah with tales of cosmic wonders and interstellar civilizations. Sarah listened in rapt attention, peppering them with questions that her rapidly growing audience was dying to know. So, do aliens really abduct cows? She asked with a laugh. Zix's antennae twitched in confusion. Why would we? Our research indicates they're not even the most intelligent Earth species. Now, dolphins, on the other hand. Their conversation was interrupted by a soft chime from the oven. The pie was ready. With trembling hands, Sarah opened the oven door. A soft gasp escaped her lips as she beheld their creation. The pie seemed to float an inch above the baking sheet, its crust a swirling canvas of cosmic colors. Motes of light danced above its surface like a miniature galaxy. It's beautiful, Sarah whispered, her eyes glistening with tears of joy. Zix and Blorp crowded around. that alien features expressing what could only be described as awe. "We did it," Blorp burbled, his gelatinous form quivering with excitement. "We've created something truly unique in the universe." As Sarah prepared to cut into their masterpiece, a thought occurred to her. "Wait, before we taste it, we need to show the world. This is bigger than just us now." She quickly set up her phone, going live across multiple platforms simultaneously. "Hey everyone, you've been following our crazy space grocery trip, and now it's time for the big reveal. We're about to taste the first ever human-alien fusion pie. Are you ready?" Comments flooded in from around the globe, a tidal wave of excitement and anticipation. World leaders, celebrities, and ordinary people alike were all tuned in, united by this unprecedented moment of cosmic culinary diplomacy. With a deep breath, Sarah cut into the pie. The knife passed through with no resistance, as if slicing through a dream. She carefully lifted a piece onto a plate, the filling shimmering with all the colors of the aurora. "Here goes nothing," Sarah said, her voice trembling slightly. She took a bite, and her eyes widened in shock. The flavor was indescribable. It was as if she could taste the very essence of the cosmos, a symphony of sensations that transcended the limits of human perception. In that moment, Sarah understood the vastness of the universe in a way no telescope could ever reveal. Zix and Blorp followed suit, their alien taste buds experiencing flavors beyond their wildest imaginations. "By the great cosmic baker," Zix breathed, his antennae curling in delight, "I believe we've just changed the course of galactic cuisine forever." As news of the successful human-alien bake-off spread across the globe and beyond, something remarkable began to happen. The simple act of sharing a meal, even one as extraordinary as this, had bridged the gap between worlds in a way no diplomat could have imagined. Requests for cultural exchanges flooded in from both human governments and alien civilizations. The United Nations hastily convened a special session to discuss the implications of this new era of cosmic cooperation. And at the center of it all was Sarah Chen, a small-town baker who had dared to dream big and reach for the stars. As she looked at her alien friends, now more like family, she couldn't help but smile. "You know," she said, taking another bite of the cosmic pie, "I think this is just the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Who knows what other adventures await us out there?" Zix's antennae glowed warmly. "Indeed, Sarah. It seems that in the vast recipe book of the universe, we've only just turned the first page." As the sun set on this extraordinary day, casting a warm glow over Sarah's little kitchen, the unlikely trio raised their forks in a toast. To friendship, to discovery, and to the infinite possibilities that await when we dare to reach beyond our own world. Little did they know, their galactic baking adventure was about to spark a revolution that would forever change the relationship between Earth and the cosmos. The greatest journey of their lives was only just beginning, and the whole universe was watching with bated breath. The cosmic culinary revolution. As dawn broke over Millbrook, Sarah Chen's quaint kitchen had become the epicenter of a global phenomenon. #Cosmic Cuisine and #Alien Chef were trending worldwide, and Sarah's subscriber count had skyrocketed into the millions overnight. But with great viral fame came great responsibility. "Good morning, Earthlings and extraterrestrials," Sarah chirped into her camera, her alien friends Zix and Blorp waving enthusiastically behind her. "Today, we're taking our Interstellar cooking show to the next level. We're going to attempt the impossible. We're making a dish that defies the laws of physics." Zix's antennae twirled excitedly. "Indeed, we'll be preparing quantum quitch, a dish that exists in multiple states simultaneously." The livestream's comment section exploded with excitement and disbelief. Viewers from around the globe and across the galaxy tuned in, eager to witness this culinary breakthrough. As they began preparations, a notification popped up on Sarah's phone. She gasped, nearly dropping a pan of gravity-defying eggs. "Guys, you won't believe this. We've been invited to compete in MasterChef, Intergalactic edition." Blorp's gelatinous form rippled with excitement. "A chance to showcase our fusion cuisine to the entire cosmos. Incredible." But before they could celebrate, another alert caught their attention. A stern-faced government official appeared on the kitchen's holographic display. "Miss Chen," the official began, her voice grave, "your activities have caught the attention of world leaders. The UN Security Council is convening an emergency session to discuss the implications of your extraterrestrial baking." Sarah gulped, suddenly aware of the weight of her cosmic whisk. "Are we in trouble?" The official's expression softened slightly. "On the contrary, they want you to be Earth's culinary ambassador. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to foster intergalactic peace through food." As the implications of this request sank in, Sarah's kitchen was suddenly bathed in a brilliant light. A shimmering portal opened, and through it stepped a being of pure energy. "Greetings, creators of the cosmic pie," the being's voice resonated in their minds. "I am Zephyrus, keeper of the infinite cookbook. Your recent creation has caused quite a stir in the higher realms. We propose a challenge: create a dish that can unite not just worlds, but dimensions." Sarah exchanged glances with Zix and Blorp, a mix of excitement and trepidation on their faces. This was no longer just about cooking, it was about the fate of the multiverse. "We accept," Sarah declared, her voice filled with determination. What followed was a montage of culinary madness that would make even the most avant-garde chefs question their sanity. They folded thyme into their batter, whisked in essences of parallel universes, and sprinkled their creation with pulverized neutron stars. As they worked, Sarah continued to narrate for her ever-growing audience. "Okay, folks, now we're adding a pinch of dark matter. Careful, too much, and you might create a black hole in your kitchen." Zix chimed in, his antennae glowing with excitement. "And don't forget the quantum-entangled eggs. They'll ensure every bite is perfectly synchronized across all dimensions." The kitchen had become a fusion of cutting-edge science lab and intergalactic diner. Holographic displays showed real-time reactions from viewers across the cosmos, while a team of Earth's top physicists monitored the proceedings to ensure they didn't accidentally tear a hole in the space-time continuum. As they put the finishing touches on their multidimensional masterpiece, a hush fell over the kitchen. Sarah, Zix, and Blorp stood back, admiring their creation. It shimmered and shifted, sometimes appearing as a perfectly baked soufflé, other times as a swirling vortex of cosmic energy. "Well," Sarah said, her voice barely above a whisper, "moment of truth. Let's taste it." As they each took a bite, something extraordinary happened. The kitchen, the Earth, the very fabric of reality seemed to fade away. They found themselves floating in a vast cosmic expanse, surrounded by swirling galaxies and shimmering nebulae. Zephyrus appeared before them, his energy form pulsing with approval. "Congratulations, young chefs. Your creation has done more than unite dimensions. It has revealed the fundamental truth of the universe." "And what's that?" Sarah asked, still awestruck by the cosmic vista around them. "That at its core, the universe is made of the same ingredients as your wondrous dish: creativity, cooperation, and a dash of the unexpected. You have proven that cuisine, like love and laughter, is a universal language." As they returned to Sarah's kitchen, they found the world had changed. News reports showed scenes of global celebration. World leaders were shaking hands with alien dignitaries, and children were drawing pictures of smiling extraterrestrials sharing meals with humans. Sarah's phone buzzed incessantly with notifications. Invitations to cook for world leaders, offers for intergalactic cookbook deals, and even a request to start a culinary academy on Mars flooded in. But amidst the chaos, Sarah, Zix, and Blork shared a quiet moment of reflection. They had started this journey as strangers from different worlds, and now stood united, having created something truly extraordinary. "You know," Sarah said, a smile playing on her lips, "I always thought baking was my way of spreading joy. I never imagined it would end up spreading peace across the cosmos." Zix's antennae curled affectionately. "Perhaps that is the true power of breaking bread, or in our case, breaking the laws of physics, together. Blorp burbled in agreement, his gelatinous form shimmering with contentment. So, what's our next adventure, Chef Sarah? Sarah's eyes twinkled with mischief and determination. Well, gang, I hear there's a quasar cluster in the Andromeda Galaxy that makes a mean cosmic chili. Who's up for a little road trip? As they laughed and began planning their next culinary quest, Sarah couldn't help but feel a sense of wonder. In a universe vast beyond imagination, full of mysteries and marvels, they had found that the greatest adventure of all was the simple act of sharing a meal with friends, no matter what planet they called home. Little did they know, their cosmic cooking show was about to inspire a new age of exploration, diplomacy, and understanding across the galaxy. The universe, it seemed, was hungry for more than just good food. It was hungry for connection, for creativity, for the kind of joy that could only be cooked up in a little kitchen on a small blue planet called Earth. And Sarah Chen, the small-town baker turned intergalactic culinary ambassador, was just getting started. The cosmos was her kitchen now, and the recipe for adventure was only beginning to simmer. The Galactic Gastronomy Games. The holographic display in Sarah's kitchen flickered to life, revealing a dazzling spectacle. Billions of beings from across the cosmos watched as the announcer, a shimmering entity composed of pure light, declared the opening of the first-ever Galactic Gastronomy Games. Welcome, sentient beings of all dimensions, to the most anticipated event in universal history. The announcer's voice reverberated through space and time. Today, we witness the ultimate fusion of culinary arts and cosmic science. Sarah, 6, and Blorp stood on a floating platform representing Earth in an arena that defied conventional physics. Around them, alien chefs from 1,000 worlds prepared for the challenge of a lifetime. "All right, team," Sarah said, adjusting her apron emblazoned with Earth's flag. "Remember our secret weapon, the power of human unpredictability." Zig's antennae twitched excitedly. "And don't forget the quantum spatula. It can flip ingredients through time itself." Blorp burbled in agreement, his gelatinous form shimmering with anticipation. The first challenge was announced. Create a dish that captures the essence of your home world. As the competition began, Sarah's live stream reached unprecedented viewership. #Galactic Astronomy and #SpaceBake trended across every social media platform on Earth and beyond. Sarah's hands moved in a blur, combining terrestrial ingredients with exotic alien elements. "We're making a dish I call Earthrise Surprise," she announced of her global audience. "It's part apple pie, part quantum entanglement, with a sprinkle of human tenacity." As they cooked, the arena transformed around them. One moment, they were suspended above the rings of Saturn. The next, they were diving through the heart of a nebula. The changing environments affected the ingredients in wild and unpredictable ways. "Quick, Blorp," Sarah called out. "The gravity fluctuation is making our soufflé collapse. Use your anti-grav gelatin." Blorp extended a pseudopod, releasing a shimmering substance that enveloped their creation, stabilizing it against the cosmic forces. Meanwhile, Zix was locked in an intense chopping battle with a Betelgeusian chef, their knives moving so fast they left trails of fire in the air. "For Earth," Zix cried, his blade a blur of motion. As the challenge reached its climax, a sudden anomaly ripped through the arena. A miniature black hole formed in the center of the stadium, threatening to devour everything in sight. The crowd gasped in horror, but Sarah saw an opportunity. Quick, into the quantum oven. In a move that would be talked about for eons, Sarah launched their dish directly into the black hole. For a heart-stopping moment, everything went silent. Then, with a burst of light that outshone galaxies, their creation emerged, transformed into something beyond imagination. As the judges, beings of pure cosmic energy, tasted their dish, the entire universe seemed to hold its breath. Suddenly, explosions of flavor rippled across space-time. Supernovas of taste burst into existence, and flavor profiles previously unknown to science painted new constellations across the sky. Incredible. the head judge declared, his form pulsating with delight. This dish doesn't just capture the essence of Earth, it embodies the very spirit of creation itself. The crowd erupted in cheers that shook the foundations of reality. Sarah, Zix, and Blorp were crowned the champions of the Galactic Gastronomy Games, their victory sending shockwaves of joy across the universe. As they stood on the winner's podium, holding a trophy that seemed to contain a miniature galaxy, Sarah turned to her alien friends with tears in her eyes. "We did it, guys. We showed the universe the true power of Earth cuisine." Zix's antennae glowed with pride. "Indeed, Sarah. But more than that, we've proven that when beings from different worlds come together, there's no limit to what we can create." Blorp burbled in agreement, his gelatinous form shimmering with emotions that transcended species barriers. As they prepared to return to Earth, now hailed as culinary heroes across the cosmos, Sarah couldn't help but reflect on their journey. From a small-town baker to intergalactic culinary champion, her life had become an adventure beyond her wildest dreams. "So," she said, a mischievous glint in her eye, "who's ready for our next challenge? I hear there's an interdimensional bake sale happening next week, and I got some ideas involving time-reversed cake batter and probability-flavored frosting." Zix and Blorp cheered enthusiastically, ready for whatever the universe might throw their way next. As their ship set course for Earth, leaving a trail of stardust in its wake, Sarah knew that this was just the beginning of their cosmic culinary adventures. Back on Earth, Sarah's YouTube channel had become a global phenomenon. Cooking with the Cosmos was now the most-watched show in human history, inspiring a new generation of chefs, scientists, and dreamers to look to the stars and imagine the impossible. As they landed in Sarah's backyard, now expanded to accommodate their intergalactic visitors, she turned to her camera with a wink. "Remember, folks, in the kitchen of the universe, there are no limits. So dream big, cook with passion, and always be ready to throw in a pinch of stardust." Until next time, this is Sarah Chen, your cosmic chef, signing off. The livestream ended, but the impact of their victory would ripple across the cosmos for eons to come. In kitchens and laboratories across the galaxy, beings of all kinds were inspired to push the boundaries of what was possible, proving that sometimes the greatest discoveries come not from the heart of a star, but from the heart of a kitchen. The Multiversal Michelin mayhem. Sarah's kitchen, once a humble space in small-town Millbrook, had evolved into a nexus of cosmic culinary innovation. Swirling portals replaced cabinet doors, each leading to exotic markets across the galaxy. A quantum refrigerator hummed softly, preserving ingredients from 1,000 worlds in a state of temporal stasis. "Welcome back, cosmic foodies." Sarah beamed at the camera, her apron now a high-tech marvel that adjusted to different gravitational fields. "Today, we're attempting the impossible. We're going to earn the first-ever Multiversal Michelin star." Zix, sporting a chef's hat perched precariously between his antennae, chimed in. "The critics will be dining across multiple realities simultaneously. We must create a dish that transcends not just space, but the very fabric of existence." Blorp burbled excitedly, his gelatinous form now capable of shape-shifting into various kitchen utensils at will. As they began their preparations, breaking news flashed across the holographic displays floating around the kitchen. The headline read, "Intergalactic Culinary Federation announces revolutionary TasteNet technology." Sarah gasped, nearly dropping a canister of dehydrated quasar essence. "Guys, do you know what this means? Our viewers can now literally taste what we're cooking through their screens." The implications were staggering. With a single dish, they could revolutionize not just Earth's cuisine, but the culinary landscapes of countless alien worlds. "Let's give them something to remember," Sarah declared, a glint of determination in her eye. "We're making scroting the soufflé, a dish that's both cooked and uncooked until the moment it's tasted." As they worked, the kitchen transformed into a culinary command center. Holographic displays showed real-time feedback from viewers across the multiverse. Hashtags Schrödinger souffle and hashtag Tasked the Multiverse began trending across interdimensional social media platforms. Zix manned the quantum mixer, its blades facing in and out of reality as it combined ingredients from parallel universes. Adding a dash of possibility particles, he announced, sprinkling a glowing powder into the mix. This will ensure each bite is a unique experience across all realities. Lorp, meanwhile, had shaped himself into a living oven, his gelatinous body maintaining the perfect temperature flux needed for transdimensional baking. Metabolic processes stable, he burbled, ready for the chrono eggs. Sarah cracked open eggs that aged backwards, their yolks swirling with the colors of time itself. As she whisked, she narrated for their enraptured audience. Now, remember folks, when baking across realities, it's crucial to account for variations in the laws of physics. A pinch of dark matter here can prevent your souffle from collapsing into a singularity. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the kitchen. Red lights flashed as a stern voice announced, "Warning, temporal paradox detected, multiversal integrity at risk." Sarah's eyes widened. Their cooking had torn a hole in the space-time continuum. Through the rift, they could see alternate versions of themselves in different kitchens, all facing the same crisis. "Quick thinking time, team," Sarah shouted over the alarms. "We need to stabilize the multiverse or we'll be disqualified, and possibly erase ourselves from existence." Zix's antennae twitched as he calculated quantum probabilities. If we can synchronize our baking across all realities, we might be able to stitch the fabric of space-time back together. "On it," Sarah declared. She turned to the camera, her voice urgent but excited. "Okay, multiverse viewers, we need your help. On the count of 3, everyone watching needs to take a bite of whatever's in front of you. Your synchronized tasting will help stabilize the quantum fluctuations." As Sarah counted down, tension mounted. Beings across countless realities held their breath, forks poised. 3, 2, 1, taste. In that moment, trillions of taste buds across the multiverse experienced a simultaneous explosion of flavor. The rift in spacetime pulsed, then began to shrink as the power of synchronized gastronomy worked its magic. As the last of the temporal distortions faded, a hush fell over the kitchen. Then, with a pop and a shower of sparks, a small glowing object appeared hovering above their souffle. Sarah's jaw dropped. "Is that?" Zix's antennae quivered in awe. "It can't be." Blorp reformed into his usual shape, his entire being pulsating with excitement. Floating before them was the Multiversal Michelin star, a cosmic accolade never before awarded in the history of any universe. As the reality of their achievements sank in, the kitchen erupted in cheers. Congratulatory messages flooded in from across dimensions. Earth was now officially on the map as a culinary destination for beings from all realities. Sarah turned to the camera, her eyes shining with tears of joy. "We did it, everyone. We've proven that the kitchen truly is the heart of the universe, or should I say, multiverse." Zix nodded sullenly. "Indeed. Today, we've shown that food has the power to unite not just worlds or galaxies, but entire realities." Blorp burbled in agreement, forming a tendril to gently cradle their hard-earned multiversal Michelin star. As the love stream wrapped up, Sarah couldn't help but marvel at the journey that had brought them to this point. From a small-town baker to a multiversal culinary icon, her life had become an adventure beyond imagination. "So," she said, turning to her alien friends with a grin, "what's our next challenge? I hear there's a cosmic bake sale happening at the edge of known reality next week. Who's up for pushing the boundaries of cuisine even further?" Zix and Blorp cheered enthusiastically, ready for whatever mind-bending culinary adventures awaited them. As they began planning their next interdimensional dish, Sarah knew that this was just the beginning. In kitchens across the multiverse, beings of all kinds were firing up their stoves, inspired to create, to explore, and to push the boundaries of what was possible. For in the grand cosmic recipe of existence, They had discovered the most important ingredient of all, the unbridled joy of creation, shared across the vastness of reality itself. "Remember cosmic cookers," Sarah winked at the camera. "In the kitchen of the multiverse, the only limit is your imagination. So dream big, cook with passion, and always be ready to taste the impossible." Until next time, this is Sarah Chen, your multiversal chef, signing off, in this reality and every other. The livestream ended, but the impact of their achievement would resonate across the cosmos for eons to come, proving once and for all that sometimes the greatest adventures begin not with a bang, but with a whisk, a spatula, and a dash of interdimensional ingenuity.